You know, wherever we find ourselves in the journey of life, there is always something to be thankful for. Something that brings a sense of calm to our lives. If you like, a peace in the midst of turmoil. A place to reflect on what is important to us. For me, the night sky reminds me of a better place, great memories and adventure. It's absolutely breathtaking out under the stars, and it never, ever ceases to amaze me. Oh boy, the wind's getting up, it's getting really cold, but you know, this is the time of the night that I absolutely love the most. It's very late, I'm tired, I need to go to bed, but just being out here and experiencing this, I guess it's the solitude. I don't know, I just love it so much. There is absolutely no one around for miles and miles. They're all asleep anyway. There's the odd truck on the highway over there. It's just magic out here. Absolutely love it. I think it's important to keep perspective. For me, spending time under the night sky has always been high on my priority list. I still treasure my childhood memories, as simple as they were. Discovering the awesomeness of the night sky. It's almost as if time hasn't moved on at all, and the view hasn't changed one little bit over the years. When I first discovered the Milky Way stretching across the sky and the Southern Cross, the Orion constellation, it was raw and it was special, and it still is. I speak with a lot of people doing the work I do, and the one thing I constantly hear is, I never knew how peaceful it is out here under the stars. And that's quickly followed by a big, wow, look at that. I consider myself very fortunate to live in a dark sky location on the planet, and this is something to be treasured, a rarity indeed in many places in the world. So while we struggle through all that life can throw at us, this one thing remains. The stars, the moon, an occasional meteor streaking across the darkness. It's still there every night. Yes, some of us have to contend with constant clouds and bad weather, but it's still there. The majority of my most memorable occasions under the stars happen when alone, completely separate from anything else at that moment in time. My senses are fully engaged, and that's such a liberating experience. Staring at the stars sprinkled across the expanse of the night sky has to evoke emotion, passion, creativity, and a curious wonder. But above all, it gives me an overwhelming feeling of peace and connection. I guess a connection to the creation itself. I'm not sure we can actually put it into words, but I know it's something we all long for deep down. Many Indigenous cultures often speak of their connection to the land on which they are placed. Yeah, I get that. I really do. For me, it's more a connection to the whole thing. Landscape, of course, but also the heavens. Together, for me, that's the very definition of nightscapes. Sort of a pulling together of the earthly, tangible world on which we reside with the enormity of the universe, which only really comes into its own after the light of the sun has set. That moment when darkness falls, only to reveal the most wonderful light of all in every corner of the night sky. So it's never really dark at all. It's simply a change in perspective, a transition from being lit by one star to being lit by a countless number of stars. And that is so mind-boggling. And for me, that's contentment beyond words. You know, as we journey through life, it seems everything changes, and yet when we get down to it, nothing changes at all. It's the same yesterday, today, and forever, and I find comfort in that. All we can really do is marvel at its beauty and splendour, and reflect on what has given us so much joy for so many years.